Hello, this is Lucas. Welcome to another Java tutorial. In this video, we will be going over the hash map. Now, a hash map allows us a way to store items or values in a pair. So it's a key and a value pair. So I'll go over it. It's quite easy to understand. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. First thing that we need to do is we need to import the hash map that we're using. Now this is inside of java.util. Now we can just import everything. And this will import everything inside of Java, the util collection. Let's say that we just want to use the HashMap class. You can just specify HashMap. This will just import the HashMap class. And then we can actually create our HashMap. So we'll just do a hash. We'll do it here. We'll do hash map. Now in here we will specify two values. The first value is for the key and the second value is for the value. So let's say we want to have a string, and then we will have an int. Okay, or actually in this case it'll be an integer like this, and then we can just give it a name. We can just do number of cities, and then we'll just do new hash map, and then we'll just close like this. String, forgot that. Or this one way of doing it. People sometimes tend to add the string and the integer in here as well. We can do that as well. It's not needed, but sure, we can do it as well. Now we need to actually populate this in keys and in values. So what we'll do is we'll do number of cities. So I just copy that because I'm lazy. Then we do dot put. And now you can see we get two values in here. We get null and null. So we need to populate these. So the very first one is the key. So let's say we will pass in England, for example. All right. So this is the key, and we're getting the number of cities. So let's just say that England has 30 cities. All right. So we have now set the key as England and the value as 30. All right, because there's 30 cities in England. That's just the example that we're using. Now, let's say we do just a couple more. I'll add another two. Do one in Ireland. Let's say we'll just do 10, and then let's say we'll do something like France here, for example. So here we have three keys: England, Ireland, and France, and then we will also add in the values for each key. So Ireland has 10 cities, England has 30 cities, France here has 20 cities. And now if we print out the number of cities, we print that out, you can see that we get this type of output. We get the key, which is Ireland, then we print out the value, which is 10, and then we do the same thing. We do England 30 and France, which is equal to 20 number of cities. Now there's a couple of other ways that we can use this. We can do dot get, and then in here we can specify the key that we want. So if we pass in England, for example, we print that out, you can see we get the answer 30 because we're looking for the key England, and then we are looking for the actual value, which is 30. So that's how we get the value from the key. Okay. Now what we can do is we can do number of cities. Then we can remove something by just doing dot and remove. And in here we have to specify the key. Whenever we use get or remove, we always have to specify the key and not the value. So let's say we want to remove France, right? And let's just print out the entire hash map. If we print this, you can see France gets removed, including the value. So the key and the value get removed. Now, like the entire the entire collection gets removed, not just France. It's not like France gets removed and 20 stays. No, this entire line basically gets removed because we remove France. And you can see we get Ireland 10 and England is equal to 30. And there's a couple of other things we can do as well. What we can do is, instead of dot remove, we can do dot clear. And what that's going to do, you might guess, it will clear out everything that we have added. It will remove every single collection that we have added just by doing the dot clear, and you can see the output that we get here. Now we can also get the size, or the length. So for this we'll use dot size. So I'll print this out. We should get 0. Yep. And then if we comment this line out, you can see we get 3. Now for normal arrays, we use dot length. And then for array lists, linked lists, hash maps, for example, we will use dot size to get the length of our hash map. Now let's say we want to print out all the values in here. So we can create ourselves a for loop. I'll remove this line here, we don't need that. So let's create ourselves the for loop. So we'll do for, and now in here we need to specify the value of the data type of the value of and not the key. Okay, because that's what we want to print out, right? So now what we'll do is, so because this is an integer, we need to pass this in as an integer, and we'll just do I, for example, or we'll do we'll just leave as I. Now in here we need to go through this hash map here. So the way that we'll do that is I just copy this for now, paste that in here, and we'll do dot key set. Right, and actually this is actually a string because we are actually getting the key sets. So we're getting these values here, we're not actually getting these values. Now in here we can just print out I, and you can see we get all of the keys that we have set: Ireland, England and France. Now if we want to get the values, not the keys, what we can do is we will remove the dot key set and we'll do dot values, and this will print out all of the values here. Obviously this needs to be changed to an int because the values are set as ints and the keys are set as strings. Now if we print out, you can see that we get all of the values here. So that's the way that we can loop through that. Now let's say we want to get we want to loop through this hash map, but we want to print out the key and the value. So you can see here that we are currently getting the values, but I'm going to change this to a string, and we're going to change this to dot key set, and we're going to print out. So we'll do something like we'll do key, we'll do something, we'll do like this, and then we'll print out I. Okay, and then we want to print out the value, and then in here what we'll do is we'll call this number of cities, and then we'll do dot get, and then we'll pass in I. Basically in here we are just getting the key from here. Now we are storing the key as a string, which is I. So for example England, and to get the value is we are getting the value that is part of the key I. So for example, you can see that the key is Ireland, so the very first one is Ireland, and then what we're doing here is we are getting the value that corresponds to the key I. In this case it's Ireland, so then the value is 10, which you get from there. So that's about it for this video on hash maps. Hope this video has helped. Quite a short video, but I think it was very useful to know. So I hope you enjoyed, hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.